Yo,
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Either way, polyamory is the practice of something, not the belief. Practice. So people who practice that have beliefs.
So you have a child. Ryan dies. Are you still a mother? Yes, you're still a mother. It's the same thing with poly.
Fresh off a good meal from Melba's, kicking it with baby. She loving what I tell her. Her ass wine for me, treat that like a cellar. Be up under me with D deep in the pelvis. Brown skin with her ass on her. Score first, no assist, couldn't pass on her. Baby.
I'm Niki.
And I'm Fresh.
And we're Poly After All.
It's so corny. And today we're going to do
Q&A.
So I posted on the Instagram page that you guys should be following, PolyAfterAll on Instagram, and I asked people to ask them some questions that they want to see a Q&A and want to answer to. This was Nikki's idea actually. And she said this should be our first YouTube video. So
yeah, because you guys can get to know us.
Right. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, let us know that you like this video. If you do come up with some more questions, you can leave them in the comments and we'll do a part 2 somewhere along the line. Down the line? Right. Cool. So I got evens or odds.
Odds, I have evens.
Okay. You know my basketball number was 2 though. So I should. Ladies first, so you should have odds.
You're right. Okay. So question number 1.
Okay.
How did we meet?
On Clubhouse. Those of you who don't know what Clubhouse is, I'm not gonna go into all that. Google it. But no, Clubhouse was super dope. I had. It was dope because I had a popping room. Shouts out to all the people that I still fuck with from Clubhouse, Bowden Spice Game. Shouts out to y'all. So I met Niki in my Clubhouse room.
Niki, what 1K?
1K Niki.
1K Niki.
Because she had 1K and there was another Niki in the room who had 2K. So we used to call her 1K Niki.
So for those of you watching on Clubhouse, I am 1K Niki.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people didn't know what you look like.
Yeah,
because she still doesn't have any pictures on her Instagram page. If you guys go.
Catfish.
If you guys go, well, we're gonna change that soon, right? We building some content right now.
Gonna break the internet.
Yeah, you just might. It's a big old booty.
Like that. Why do you always have to talk about my ass?
Because it's so fat and juicy and I love it. I love to eat it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I love to eat it. I met her on Clubhouse and we spoke on Instagram for the first time.
You called me on Instagram and act like you didn't know that you called me on Instagram.
It was a mistake. No funny shit. It was dead as a mistake.
Sure.
It was. I called by mistake and then you responded and I said, what do you call? And then I'm like, oh, she's mad pretty. And then you got up and I saw that thing.
Always about the ass.
No.
Well, duh.
I did, but I love the ass. Don't say it like that. Like, it's definitely the lips for me, the face. You know that.
Next question, number 2.
Are we currently looking for a third?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
I don't think currently.
No.
Not currently.
We're not looking for it.
We will be.
Say it louder for the bitches in the back.
And we won't be?
We might not be.
Nah, come on, son. We can't not be looking for a third ever.
We don't know. We're currently not looking for a third.
Yeah,
the question is, are we currently looking for a third?
Currently, we're
No,
not looking for
we
a
aren't.
third, I guess.
What are some of the most important principles of being poly? I think it would be transparency and communication. Always.
Yeah. You talk to any poly person, they say that too. Transparency, communication, honesty, which are things that I'm still working on. because this is new to me. It's definitely new to both of us.
Definitely new to both of us.
But
so yeah, transparency and consistency.
What was the question again? Some of the most important principles? Yeah, transparency, understanding, and you have to be open-minded, because being poly is about unlearning a lot of the things that you were taught.
Well, yeah, but you're poly, I'm mono, so it's about understanding what works for the both of us. Right. So it's an understanding that we should have.
To become poly, it's a lot of unlearning and relearning you have to do, because the society we're raised in.
I would be becoming poly.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general.
Oh,
and it's not really a poly. We're in a polymono dynamic. It's not even a poly. It's just a polymono dynamic.
Okay.
But to be poly, people look at it like it's weird because it's foreign to them, like to you. But you're more open than most people. But it's about really unlearning, because like I don't know if y'all saw the Niki interview. It's a European thing, and American culture is influenced by Europe. So it's like, oh, this is what they taught us. You go back to African culture, and even in the Bible, Solomon had how many wives? Abraham had how many wives? Transparency and honesty. I think those are the most important principles.
Yeah.
How do you handle your peers around you judging your decision? I don't really deal with that because I'm really like outspoken. So even if they judge my decision, I don't give a fuck. It's not you.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is dope.
I don't really get like the judging thing. I get more of like not understanding what it is. Like, because people have this perception like poly is done in a specific way,
which is completely wrong.
Yeah, so it's like more so like
completely wrong.
Dealing with not ignorance but just lack of knowledge.
Well, that's ignorance.
So
that's what I said. Ignorance is bliss if you don't know.
Yeah. So not judging. We don't deal with that. How do you choose to involve or include in your situation? Like,
it's a conversation.
Another person? How do you?
It's a conversation.
Choose to involve or include in your, like, another person? Other people?
That's what I would assume, but it's a conversation. The thing about poly dynamics is that they're ever changing, and that's the beauty of being in one, because you know when you open, and it's about constant communication. You have to constantly communicate because people change, dynamics change, the things you may want in the situation change. So it's about
conversation, communication, consistently, like going back to not the drawing board but like the bigger picture, because sometimes, let's say if it's a black and white picture, okay, what if I want to add color? What color do you want to add? Those type of things. So it's like a consistent, like, okay, here's the picture, all right, we're back at the picture. Is this what we agree on? Are we cool?
Yeah,
Are
it's like
changing
I gotta
anything?
come back to the picture.
Okay.
Yeah,
We don't wait for like, I don't think we should wait for something to happen to be like, oh, well, this is happening, so let's talk about it now. I think it should be an ongoing conversation all the time.
I like doing my research. That's how it.
So the consistency.
And that hasn't happened. Well, it has happened, but there's been times where it hasn't. But is it more like a singer situation, or is it multiple relationships? But being poly isn't swinging. Swinging is something totally different from being poly.
But swinging is a type of poly.
No, swinging is a type of ethical non-monogamous.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So you have swinging, you have poly, you have open relationships.
Okay.
Swinging is more geared towards just sex. Like,
yeah.
It's like me and Niki are together and we just want to fuck on somebody.
Yeah. So we don't
from time to time. So
we don't swing.
That's not swinging. But poly, it does involve multiple relationships, but every dynamic has their own conversations and how that happens. So yeah. So yeah, I guess it would be multiple relationships depending on what you and your partner or partners discuss.
Can the woman have multiple relationships too, or is it just the man?
What?
Both parties can have relationships.
I mean,
Or are they asking like specifically in our relationship?
Well, in our relationship, yeah, she can have a man if she chose to. But then she was identified as poly.
Right, and I'm not. So the answer is no. I deal with one person only.
Yes.
That's it.
We're in a polymono dynamic. So yeah, she only deals with one person. But if she, like you said, is ever changing. So if next month she's like,
tomorrow.
Oh well.
Hop in my DMs, y'all. Taking applications.
Heard you.
One file.
Yeah, so if that would be a conversation we have, where she's like, oh, I want another nigga or another woman, whatever. How did you meet in order to find someone with the same thinking as far as a poly relationship?
What?
They probably meant how do you meet? How do you meet someone to find?
You find someone who
you can look in the poly community. It's not really hard to find somebody who
right, or you cannot look in a poly community
or you can just be like that's what I did with her.
Like a conversation. Oh hey, this is what I do.
Right, and that's exactly what happened.
Wow, that's kind of interesting, but you never know.
That's exactly what happened. So when I met her, I had a girlfriend, and that was a poly dynamic, and she was supposed to be our third.
Shout out to Brenda.
She was supposed to be our third. She ended up being our third for a while. Currently, me and my ex-girlfriend, we're not together, but I still have mad love for her. I love her. And we're friends now. And I'm with Niki as my only girlfriend right now. So if you're poly, you're poly. So when you meet people, you'll just let them know that. And if it's something that they are open to, like she's like, oh, I'll try it out. If not, they're like, I'm not. That's just how you meet people. It's just like,
what's up?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have kids? Do you want more kids? Will you raise them in the lifestyle?
Well, everyone knows I have Flaga Fresh has kids. Everyone knows this. This is like public knowledge.
But I do have a son. He is 3 years old.
That's my guy.
My baby. So yeah, we do have kids. Do we want more kids? I mean, I guess we do.
We're getting pregnant. She's acting like she's not. Y'all, our YouTube family, she's getting pregnant. She might be pregnant now.
Okay, so.
Baby, pop right out.
We might, if it's God's plan for us to have more kids.
She's super fertile.
We'll have kids.
She's getting pregnant. Trust me.
If the good Lord will.
What was the other part?
And will you raise them in the lifestyle? That's very tricky.
But I hate getting this question though. But I hate getting this because it's like raise them in the lifestyle. Like the adult things we do, like even if we had another girlfriend, like you had another boyfriend and I had another girlfriend or whatever, that's adult shit. We're not doing it in front of the kids. You don't even
right. But some people,
in front of the kids.
I know. But some people are like, if it would be like that, so are we gonna be living with if we decide to have a girlfriend with a girlfriend? That's like living in the lifestyle, like in front of the kids.
No, but
if you had something separate and I had something separate and we chose to not involve the kids, it would be that.
But even if our parties or if we bought a third and they were living with each other, I don't feel like that's including them in the lifestyle. Like
it is because the kids would have to know who this person is living with us.
But they don't have to know that that's mommy and daddy's girlfriend. It could be auntie this person or whatever.
Because then now we're confusing the kids.
It's not a confusion because she's another mom.
Right.
But at
there's some people who literally...
No, but when they get older, yeah. 12, 13, yes.
Okay.
Our kids are not that... My daughter's 10.
Yeah, it's a no.
My
for
son
me.
is 6.
You
said it's no, now it's tricky. It was tricky, now it's no?
It's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky because... Okay, so yeah. It's tricky. Yes and no. Yes, if I found or we found something that like worked like that, cool. But I don't think that that's something that I would want per se. So, no.
No,
I don't know if it works.
The household 3 incomes where the person is living. But, like you said, it's a conversation. I don't feel like it's like raising the kids and like that whole raising the kids in the lifestyle. Like the kids don't know what's happening when we're doing adult.
But I think they just mean
together.
like, would it be in a same household? I think that's what the question is kind of
It's
asking.
like having your best friend live in the house. Sure. Because essentially, if she's your sister wife, she will probably become your best friend. True or false? Because you're not bisexual, so it's not like you and her might be involved sexually. And if you are, it's probably will be her, not really you. So it would be like, this is mommy's best friend.
Yeah.
Mommy's best female friend. And she just lives with us.
Aha! Aha!
She looks out for you. So essentially, it's like an aunt.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm just saying. Right, y'all? Comment if you agree with me. Comment Team Fly if you agree with me.
Sure.
Right. Where we at? What made you guys become poly? Well, I'm the only poly one currently. She's fake poly.
I'm not poly. I'm very monogamous. Capital letters.
She has poly traits.
Monogamous.
She definitely has poly traits.
Yeah, there's certain things in poly that I'm like, oh, okay, that could probably work.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, yeah, but there's boundaries. There's like rules of mine. There's things that I'm okay with, not okay with. So.
Right, that's why she said she's picking the third.
Yeah,
She wants to pick the third. But what made me become poly? Well, when I was in my 20s, I always knew that I wanted to be with more than one girl at the same time. But I just didn't really know about poly or any of that. After my toxic relationship, I had to soul search and just learn about myself and find how to love myself some more. And, you know, I had to just be honest with myself about the things I really wanted. And it's like, I don't see myself just being with one woman for the rest of my life. And then I started to learn about polyamory specifically. And it's just being able to love multiple people at the same time. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And, you know, I started to explore that. And that's how I became poly.
Yeah. It was introduced to me by him. He had a girlfriend at the time. And they were looking for a third to complete the triad. And
a triad is
it was like, oh, I'm okay with certain things, but I don't know if I'd be okay with other things. But I never did this before, so it was like, oh, I'll try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, deuce.
But see,
I don't think I would ever be poly. Like, what I believe is that, okay, of course you're gonna connect with different people differently. That's obvious. But for me, it's like, when that happens, you're going to have like a stronger connection with somebody. You're going to have less of a strong connection with other people. And for me, that doesn't necessarily like work, because somebody has to get the short end of the stick. Like, what happens if, you know, you're vibing with this person one way and then you vibe with another person another way, and it's like, dang, like, I vibe with you this way, but you vibe with that person this way and not me. But somebody has to lack something, right? And so that's
it's not poly dynamics. They was talking about that on the
thing for me.
The thing, the poly quad that we were watching. They was talking about that, like the wife interacts with her husband and her boyfriend differently and her girlfriend differently.
Right, of course, that's obvious.
Yeah, but
right, so that's why I'm saying, like, for me, it doesn't necessarily work, because I don't want to be the person to get the short end of the stick. I don't want to be the person where it's like, dang, I gotta watch somebody do the things that, because I'm mono, I'm completely monogamous, so I don't want to watch somebody do the things that I do with them with somebody else. I'm not comfortable with that. Well, so
in our situation, because we're getting married anyway, so you're always going to be my wife, regardless.
What is the hardest part about being poly? The consistent changes, for me, would be the hardest part. Because it's like, you make a plan with somebody, you guys are going good, and then it's like, wait, hold on. I changed this about me. Or I changed my mindset about this. So it's like consistently adapting to change.
That's the hardest part for you?
Yeah. Because you get in a rhythm, you get comfortable, you get your mind is set on something, you're working towards whatever goals or whatever the bigger picture is, and then it's like, wait, hold on, add this, or wait, let's take away this, and it's like, oh shit, damn.
Right. I guess for me, the hardest part of
so far with my experience,
the hardest part of being poly is the communication sometimes, because like I tend to be a good communicator sometimes and other times not.
Yeah, I think that's all.
And just I don't know, maybe like managing emotions. Like I've dealt with I had to, but both my, like, she's not from where I'm from, so we're kind of in a long distance relationship, even though recently we haven't seen each other a lot and we're about to move together soon. But my first girlfriend was a long distance relationship, so that in itself is hard. And then managing that in a poly situation where I have 2 long distance girlfriends, and like I'm an individual who likes to spend time with my girlfriends like they're my best friends. These people I want to be around.
All right, so I'm curious to know. I think somebody would just think about this question as they heard you say that, is if you know that you're that type of person, what would make you want to be in a long distance relationship?
But I never wanted it. It just so happened that I connected with a person that I felt like I'm not gonna allow distance to not allow me to explore that.
Okay.
I fucking hate long distance. Like, I don't want that. But when I connected with you, and you're not that far away from me, you're literally like 3 hours away from me. So. But it was like the connection I had with you, I never felt with nobody else. And then the things we have in common, it's like, bro, what? Like, fuck out of here. So that, and with Princess, it was kind of like the same thing. Like, I flew out there, we linked, the vibe was just dope. She's young, so she got growing to do. She might find her way back to us.
Or we might find our way back to her.
What does your family think?
So I'm the type of person with anything, not just this. I don't tell my family anything, and I wait till like